speaking about a particular verse from the Brahma Samhita. Angani yasya sakalendriya-vṛtti-manti paśyanti pānti kalayanti ciraṁ Jaganti ānanda-cinmaya-sad-ujjvala-vigrahasya govindam ādi-puruṣaṁ ahaṁ bhajāmi. So here we understand a very, very special secret about the Lord's form. That is very inconceivable. It's not easy. Whatever I'm going to say might sound very difficult to understand, might very difficult to comprehend. So I'll try to my best to explain the depth of it. So for a newcomer, because the Lord's achintya bheda bhed tattva and stuff like that, it may even sound a little bit like impersonal, but it is not impersonal. It's full of personality, whatever I'm going to speak. So now here we understand. So I have not made any notes, so I might mix out some points also, I don't know. By mercy of all the acharyas in Yogamaya, let me remember it. So the point here is that to understand the Lord's form is very difficult. It's impossible because it is not material. We are all used to material forms. And in the Shastras, again and again, the Lord is known as arupa. It does not have rupa, material form. So Prabhupada says arupa means no material form. So how do we understand something that, somebody does not have material form? Means what? What is meaning of spiritual form? So we have to understand the difference between our form and Kṛṣṇa's form. So one difference is that our form is limited by space and time. We have a form like we have hands, we have legs, and the space between our hands and legs, it is not us. It's some space. But Kṛṣṇa, in the Vedanta Sutra, Vyasadeva says, Arupa vadevahi tat pradhanatvat. Arupa evahi. Why he is known as Arupa? Only because he is pradhan. He is the source of everything. He is the primary source of everything. That means everything, including space, time, everything is emanating from the Lord. So Lord's hand is there, okay? And there is a space between his hands. What is that space? That is also the Lord's energy. That is also coming from the Lord. That is also the Lord's body only. But in different form, in different mood, you can say like that. So everything, so there is no demarking limit. This is the Lord's hand, there is space, that is not Kṛṣṇa. This is only Kṛṣṇa. No, Kṛṣṇa does not have material boundaries. That means Kṛṣṇa's form is totally spiritual and transcendental. Now we will try to understand how this is understood, in what way. So this verse is a very, very special verse. So in this verse, I have particularly taken this verse and I had verified with artificial intelligence all the Sanskrit nuances when I changed certain meanings of this verse, like to make it a hidden meaning of this verse, and seeing all the grammar of the Sanskrit, everything, and then I verified it. So it's not something like, complete speculation or in grammatical. I have checked the grammar of this verse actually when I am trying to understand. So here is my understanding, like in a slightly different way of this verse. Angani is the Lord's anga. Okay. Any kind of anga of the Lord. Angani yasya, of whom. Sakalendriya means vritti-manti. Vritti is like the occupation or function. Manti means to perform. So it's like any part or any anga of the Lord can perform the complete occupation or the complete functionality of sakalendriya. Sakalendriya means karmendriya, jnanendriya, if you see in that way, our understanding of a normal thing. All indriya means complete person. Prabhupada says Kṛṣṇa has got all these senses. That proves that Kṛṣṇa is a person. The supreme absolute truth is not impersonal, it is personal, because all senses are there. Kṛṣṇa has got all the senses. So sakalendriya means it represents a personal form of Kṛṣṇa, sakalendriya. Okay, all of Kṛṣṇa's senses means everything, all the functions of senses means it's a person. Like each and every anga can act as a person of Kṛṣṇa. Okay, sakalendriya-vṛtti-manti, paśyanti, pānti, kalayanti. Now, in the understanding the verses, Kṛṣṇa does paśyanti, pānti, kalayanti. But in the grammar, it is also proper, if you understand in this way, that the Angani actually is doing the paśyanti, pānti, kalayanti. Paśyanti means basically it is maintaining, seeing. I am looking after somebody. Looking or seeing means to maintain. Paśyanti. Pānti means to protect or preserve something. Encompass something is pānti. Kalayanti is to create or manifest. Creation is not possible of the Lord's form. It's eternal. Manifesting a particular Jagani. Jagani means the world, but it can also mean expansions. Why? Because jagat, the root of jagat comes from the word movement. Anything that moves is jagat. Anything that expands is jagat. So expansions are also Jagani, or they also can represent the Supreme Personality of Godhead Kṛṣṇa. Expansions, they also represent Jagani. This is verified also. So, because what happens is when Kṛṣṇa moves his mind, Kṛṣṇa is sat-cit-ānanda-vigraha. In the teachings of Lord Chaitanya, we can clearly see that how does Kṛṣṇa expand. So, the original mood is his Swayam Rupa Kṛṣṇa, like a small covered boy of Vrindavan. When he changes or he moves his Ananda Shakti slightly, then he transforms into Vaibhav Prakasha and Prabhav Prakasha, like that. Slight movement of his thought, his emotions. He moves his emotions from one place to another place. Then he becomes Balram. Like in a sense, he manifests as Balram. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he moves his emotion into Radharani's emotion. Slight movement. Movement is Jagani again. The movement of his emotions, which moves his thought process from one. I am Kṛṣṇa ke badle, I am devotee of Kṛṣṇa, like that. His thought process has moved from one place to another, and that movement causes his body to transform or move. Transform is again movement. Transform from one form to another form. So Jagani can represent the various expansions of Kṛṣṇa, and also the world, material world, also spiritual world, everything, all jagat, entire jagat is all Jagani, which is nothing but Kṛṣṇa's body only, because Sat Shakti again, same thing, it's not different. And Jagani and ānanda-cinmaya-sad-ujjvala-vigrahasya, sat-cit-ānanda. Ānanda causes chit to change, chit causes sat to change. Well, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Ananda changes, when Kṛṣṇa's Ananda becomes that of Radharani, that means his emotion has changed to that of Radharani, his mood has changed to that of Radharani, Ananda, Chit, that changes his thought process of Kṛṣṇa, the way he thinks that I am a devotee of Kṛṣṇa, I am not Kṛṣṇa, in that way he thinks. And that changes the Sat. Sat has become from black, Shyam Sundar, he has become golden. Or when Jagannath starts thinking in a different mood, his emotion changes, his mood changes, and then his thought changes, and then his body becomes like Jagannath, his hands go inside. So his Sat changes. Sat is physicality of Kṛṣṇa. Chit is his cognitive potency or his mental, which Chaitanya Charitamrita says the cognitive potency is same as mental potency. Thinking, thought, mind, all these things are Chit. Kṛṣṇa's mind or his cognitive, his life force is that Chit. And then Ananda is Kṛṣṇa's emotional power, like Kṛṣṇa's emotions. That is Radharani, Ananda Shakti of Kṛṣṇa. So his Ananda changes his thought and thought changes his body. So in that way. So now these Angani can perform the complete function of all Kṛṣṇas, every form of Kṛṣṇa, all completes vritti-manti, function, vritti of everything, sarva vritti-manti, meaning Angani, yasya, sakalendriya-vṛtti-manti, sakal, everything, indriya, vritti-manti, all the senses, all the forms of the Lord. So sakalendriya-vṛtti-manti, paśyanti, pānti, ciraṁ, Jaganti, all forms of expansions, they are preserved, maintained and manifested by any other limb of Kṛṣṇa. One part of Kṛṣṇa can manifest all the limbs of Kṛṣṇa. Just like you see in Narada Muni's case, when Kṛṣṇa manifests through his body, multiple Kṛṣṇas and 16,000 Kṛṣṇas, they all come back to Kṛṣṇa, one Kṛṣṇa, they can merge into one Kṛṣṇa. So, how do we understand this Kṛṣṇa's transcendental form? How is it different from material form? Material form has limitations, boundaries beyond which the form cannot exist. Kṛṣṇa's form is unlimited. Why? Because Kṛṣṇa is Pradhan. Now, Kṛṣṇa, he is the source of everything. He has got three potencies. His existential potency is known as Sandini, which is also the cause of Sat. Sat is Sandini, Shuddha Sattva, Sat. And Sat is nothing but Brahman. So Sandini, Shuddha Sattva, Brahman or existence is same. Vishuddha Sattva is spiritual world. So Shuddha Sattva is Sandini, Shuddha Sattva. When Vishuddha Sattva happens, what happens? What is the thing that is happening? Then it is sat-cit-ānanda, full Vigraha. That is Vishuddha Sattva. Everything is there, variety is there. In Sat, you can say Kṛṣṇa's entire body can be known as Sat. But when Chit and Ananda modify that Sat, then he manifests the various forms and various varieties of the spiritual world, which is Vishuddha Sattva. Why it is known as Vishuddha Sattva and why not Shuddha Sattva? Shuddha Sattva means the Sattva is not covered by any form of Rajogun, Tamogun. That is, it's not material in nature, it's spiritual in nature. But still, that is Brahman, because it is not completely, something is blocking. It is not fully Shuddha, Vishuddha. Some blocking is there. What is that blocking? Maya. Yoga Maya is still blocking something. What is that blocking? Chit and Ananda is being blocked. When Chit and Ananda of the Lord is being blocked, then what you see is Brahman. That means Sat. Now we'll go into detail into this understanding. You may get a little confused. Let us go into detail into this. So this is a verse, secret verse in Bhagavatam also. Etad rupam bhagavatu yerupas maya gunar vichan samhat atap yadreme sad asad rupe pratisiddhe swasamvida avidyayatmani kriti iti tad brahma darshanam. Yadreme sad rupe asad pratisiddhe. In the sat, when the asat is pratisiddhe, it stopped. Yadreme in these forms, in sat forms, sat rupe, asat pratisiddhe. Yadreme sad asad rupe pratisiddhe swasamvida. Samvid shakti se it is blocked, or chit shakti blocks, which is the knowledge shakti, which is blocks it. Samvida avidyayatmani kriti. When atma, on the atma avidya is being imposed, when atma is Kṛṣṇa, and in that some kind of blocking is done. You cannot see Kṛṣṇa fully. There is some block. Iti tad brahma darshanam. You can see Brahman at that time. That means asad is being blocked. Sad rupe asat pratisiddhe. Asat is being pratisiddhe. It is being blocked. What is asat? Asat is not just like something illusion. Asat is that which is not sat. What is not sat? Chit and Ananda. So when Chit and Ananda are being blocked, asat is being blocked, then that becomes Brahma darshanam. When Chit and Ananda is revealed, it becomes Vishuddha Sattva. Otherwise it becomes Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattva means Krishna's impersonal manifestation, and Vishuddha Sattva is complete personal manifestation, because Chit and Ananda is also there. Wherever Chit and Ananda is not there, that becomes impersonal manifestation of Kṛṣṇa. So now let's see what is impersonal, what is personal. Let's see what do you mean by spiritual body, impersonal, personal manifestation, Vishuddha Sattva. What do you mean by that? Okay. Now we know that Kṛṣṇa is the source of everything. He has got his body. His body is known as Sat, or existence. Existence is Sandhini Shakti, which is also known as Brahman, which causes the material transformation pradhana. So ultimately underlying principle of pradhana is also Brahman. It's explained in one of the verses of Bhagavatam, where it is mentioned that Kṛṣṇa, from just like the sun illuminates from within and from without, in the same way the Supreme Personality of Godhead illuminates from within and without. That means, Prabhupada says, within means spiritual world also, Brahman is the cause, and material world also without. Externally, just the sun is illuminating within the solar planet, and externally also. Same way, within spiritual world and outside material world, both are Brahman. Ultimately, everything is Brahman. Idam Brahman, everything is Brahman. Kalau. So that means underlying principle of matter is also spirit. So Prabhupada says there is nothing known as matter. Ultimately, Bahiranga Shakti, Antaranga Shakti, all they are same only, because they come from one energy. Prabhupada says that. Again, Prabhupada says that the Bahiranga Shakti of the Lord can be converted into Antaranga Shakti, Antaranga can be converted into Bahiranga Shakti by Lord Kṛṣṇa. He says, what is this mic? Is this material or spiritual? When it's used for Kṛṣṇa service, it is spiritual. Then he says, what are the deities? Deities originally they are Bahiranga Shakti, they are stone. You take out any stone, from that you invite the Lord, and when the Lord comes, immediately that stone becomes Kṛṣṇa. And now it is Sakshat Vrajendranandan. There is no stone in that. It's purely Kṛṣṇa. So Bahiranga is nothing but Kṛṣṇa personally has become now. From Bahiranga to Antaranga. Direct Kṛṣṇa himself. So these are only circumstantial manifestations. Antaranga, Bahiranga, Tathastha. Astha means standing, and Tatha on the shore. So even Tathastha is like a temporary thing. When you are standing between two energies, one is Yogamaya, Mahamaya. That means Yogamaya is the one who is controlling Mahamaya in this material world. Because Yogamaya reports to Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa instructs Yogamaya. Yogamaya controls Mahamaya, and then Mahamaya controls the material realm. So in this material world, Yogamaya and Mahamaya both act on us, because Yogamaya acts on Mahamaya, Mahamaya acts on us. So whatever Kṛṣṇa's desire, that happens in this material world through Mahamaya. Prakritin swam adhisthaya sambhavavi atma mayaya. I can take, when Kṛṣṇa comes into the world, he takes control of the entire material energy through his Atma Maya energy, or Yogamaya. He makes himself possible through that. So we have to understand this also. So now in the spiritual world, there is only one Maya, Yogamaya. There is no Tatha. There is no Tatha Astha. When we go there is no Tatha. There is no two energies. Somebody is standing at the shore of two energies. Is there something like that in the spiritual world which you are standing? Are you standing still at the shore of two energies? Is there Mahamaya there? Is there Tatha? Is there Antaranga, Bahiranga? Is there in that? It is not there. Tatha Astha, one who is standing. So it is circumstantial name. Similarly, Bahiranga is circumstantial. Just like when Kṛṣṇa is like Supreme Sun. When he is not facing any, he is not giving attention to a particular part of his existence, that existence becomes dark. That darkness is known as matter. When Kṛṣṇa gives attention to that, it becomes light. So wherever there is Kṛṣṇa, there is no Maya, there is no matter. Everything becomes spiritual wherever there is Kṛṣṇa. So these are very difficult to understand concepts. It's not very easy to understand. So it may sound like, oh, what is this? It may sound confusing. So please bear with me, because these are actually, because achintya bheda bhed tattva, it is very, very minute. Achintya, and there is bhed and there is abhed. Such kind of things are there. And it's quite inconceivable also. But mercy of the Prabhupada and Kṛṣṇa and Prabhupada and Yogamaya, we can understand it to a certain extent. So Kṛṣṇa's body is Sandhini Shakti. So that is the cause of entire spiritual and material existence. Every kan, every part of space, every part of time, every part of existence is Kṛṣṇa's body, Sat. Now, this atom, every single, let's take an atom. Actually, there is no atom. You can call it ether. You can call it every particle of space. Anything. It's all coming from Kṛṣṇa's Sat Shakti or Sat potency. It's a part of Kṛṣṇa's body. Now I'll ask you a question. Kṛṣṇa's body. What do you mean by impersonalism? And what do you mean by personal? So like you have a body, right? We all have bodies. Is this body personal or impersonal? We have form. We have 2 legs, 2 hands. But is this form, just by having form, does it become person? Is it that I have a form, though I become a person? Is it like that? No. What makes me a person? My is Chit and Ananda. Sat does not make me a person. I can be impersonal also as a Sat. A Sat is the body, physicality. My physicality does not make me a person. It is my emotions and my cognitive power and my mind and my personality that makes it a person. Like, for example, if I am dead, this body is still there. It has form, same form, everything. But am I a person after I am dead? Oh, he is a person. He was a good person. He was a person. He is a nice person. Do we say like that? Or please take this person from here to there. Do we say like that? Or we say, please take this dead body from here to there. We treat it like an impersonal object. We don't treat it like a person. Why? Because what makes it a person is not the form. What makes it a person is his emotions. What makes it a person is mind, his thought process. And then the form becomes animated. Otherwise the form is useless. There are computers, that is also form. But is the computer person? Is it personal? No. Just because it has a form. Mountains have form. Clouds have form. Suddenly they don't have form. Rivers have form. Does that form make them a person? No, they are impersonal manifestations. All these are impersonal manifestations. Just because they have form doesn't mean make them a person. Person means Chit and Ananda. We are people. Why? Because Atma has got Chit and Ananda. Similarly, the Lord's body, when the Lord is not paying attention, just like you imagine you are gone into coma, then what happens? Your body is there, but it is no longer a person. You are in paralysis. You can no longer talk to anybody. Then even though you are there, your body, you are not paying. Your body is inactive. In an inactive state, you can call that your body has become impersonal. So nothing is impersonal. It's just that your Chit and Ananda, your mind and your emotions are not focused on that particular part of the body. Then that part becomes impersonal manifestation. Now Kṛṣṇa's body is everything in existence. This material world is Kṛṣṇa's body, table is Kṛṣṇa's body, chair is Kṛṣṇa's body, stone is Kṛṣṇa's body, space is Kṛṣṇa's body, ether is Kṛṣṇa's body, everything is Kṛṣṇa's body only. Okay, everything is part of Kṛṣṇa's body. But Kṛṣṇa, when he manifests his Ananda and Chit from any part of his body, then he personally manifests that form from that part. For example, he can manifest, and his body can, any part of his body can manifest his complete form. That means even in an atom, the entire four-handed form of Kṛṣṇa can be manifest. So what happens is, when a devotee looks at a small, like say, imagine Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is looking at a mountain, Chatak Parvat, and he just looks at that and he says, oh Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, you are there in this Parvat, you are Govardhan, you are Supreme Lord himself, Govardhan. When he says like that, because Kṛṣṇa is invoking, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord himself, Kṛṣṇa himself, in the mood of a devotee. So when he is invoking that bhav, immediately Krishna's attention is from that part, Krishna is invoked. So Krishna immediately, oh, Krishna, my devotee is calling me, I have to come. So because he is called Govardhan, Govardhan manifests from Chatak Parvat. You see Krishna's form? One part of Krishna's body, which is Brahman, which is Chatak Parvat, can manifest entire Govardhan or can manifest every single form of Krishna. How it is manifested? Krishna's form is transcendental. Any one part of his Krishna's body can completely manifest complete Krishna. Not only complete Krishna, every form of Krishna, every mood of Krishna can be manifested from any part of Krishna's body. Angani sakalendriya-vṛtti-manti. Any part of Krishna's body or Brahman can manifest complete Krishna, depending upon the mood. Now, for example, let me give more examples. Otherwise, you will think it is impersonal, because the Lord's nature is so transcendental and unimaginable. So, our simplistic understanding may think, oh, it is impersonal. It's not impersonal, Baba. So, you have to understand that Brahman is not impersonal. Brahman is the sum total of all forms of Krishna and all emotions of Krishna. Everything is there in that Brahman, in every space of time. Kan kan mein Bhagwan hai. Every small atom, Krishna is there. Krishna is present. But when Krishna is not paying attention, for example, I will give you an example. You have got a body right now, okay? So, depending upon your chit and ananda, your sat changes. Like, for example, you are very angry mood. I invoke your anger. A devotee comes and invokes your angry mood somehow. He says you are a rascal, something like that. And then you get angry. When you get angry, your body sat changes. And you become very fierce and very fearful to behold, become very dangerous. Now, have you changed? Your normal state was Krishna-like state. Like, your normal state was peaceful state. That was one state when your mood was there. Okay. Now your mood has changed. So your body has changed. So you will say, Arey, but which is my original form? This or this? Both are your original form. Your angry form is also your original form. And your peaceful form is also your original form. When you are in a joking mood, you have a different body. Your face becomes different. And your mood becomes different. So your body changes. But both the forms are inside you. Both the forms are manifested inside you. It's there. Though naturally you will always be in one form. One mood will always be there. Okay. But when other mood comes, then your mood will change. So now if you are sleeping, so what is that sleeping state? Now there is no mood, no nothing. So you are more or less in an impersonal form when you sleep. So you just like your body is lying there. No emotions, nothing. You're just lying like a coma. So that is your body. That is also one of your basically moods. But when your mood is, when you are awakened and you are becoming very happy and you are talking to people, and then your form has changed. This form is also eternally existing form, but it is manifest now. Similarly, when you are angry, your body has changed. That is also another form. So it doesn't mean that you are formless, and you are right now only when you get a particular emotion, then only form comes. No, the forms are eternally there. The mood is eternally there. But it is manifest as per a particular time, place, circumstances, whatever emotions are coming out. Similarly, Krishna's all forms are eternally manifest. That means that mood is already there. Like imagine, it's so difficult to understand actually. Like imagine you have got a hand, leg and feet, and you have got a body and you have got a head. So imagine any part of your hand can perform the function of a full body. Imagine, for example, from your hand, your head can come out. It's in the Vedas, it's mentioned Krishna's heads are everywhere, his hand is everywhere, his legs are everywhere. Kan mein Krishna's head, hand, leg, everything is there. Why? Because Brahman is the sum total of all of Krishna's forms. Every mood, every form, everything is there inside Brahman, inside Krishna's body. But every part of his body can manifest the function of the entire Krishna. Any Krishna he wants. Anytime. So, abhi kya ho raha hai? Imagine there is one part of this material world, okay? Krishna is there everywhere, no doubt. In every part, in the pillar also. When Prahlad Maharaj saw Krishna, he saw Krishna in every part in the world. Prabhupada says the secret of devotion is to see Krishna in every atom. That is the greatest mystery. Chaturshloki Bhagavatam ka purport. Yatha mahanti bhutani, that shloka purport. Prabhupada says the secret mystery of devotion service is to see Krishna in every atom. That means every atom Krishna is there. Sum total of Krishna's forms are there. But Krishna is not paying attention right now to that part. So what has happened? It's like a coma. It is impersonal. Why it is impersonal? Because Krishna's chit and ananda are not invoked. So now Kṛṣṇa is such a person that whenever his chit and ananta is invoked, he can come from any part of his body. He can manifest his head from his leg. He can manifest his head from his stomach, like that. Kṛṣṇa his form is so elastic, and it's like he can just manifest from any place, depending on his mood. Just like our body is also elastic. When we get angry, our body changes into a different form. When we get happy, our body changes in different form. When we are impersonal, our body becomes impersonal. In the same way, when Kṛṣṇa's mood is not there, he is bored, he is not paying attention to some part, that becomes Kṛṣṇa's back. And Kṛṣṇa's back is what? Matter, material world. And Kṛṣṇa's front is spiritual realm, where he is looking, where he is paying attention. So wherever bhava grahi janardhana, where Kṛṣṇa's bhav is there Kṛṣṇa will manifest himself into the full extent. Where Kṛṣṇa's interest is not there, where his mind is not there, he just doesn't pay attention to that part of his body. So when he doesn't pay attention to that part of his body, that part becomes dark, impersonal, like of thing, So for example, now let's take an example that Kṛṣṇa's hands, legs, everything is there. Now suddenly one devotee looks at Kṛṣṇa's hands, Kṛṣṇa's back, and back is impersonal, because right now there is no emotions coming out from Kṛṣṇa's back, nothing is coming out, okay. Now suddenly Prabhupada comes in, Kṛṣṇa, hey Kṛṣṇa, how are you? He just taps from Kṛṣṇa, from behind, from his back. Suddenly Kṛṣṇa can manifest, from his back can manifest like front, and front can manifest like back. Angani, yasya, sakalendriya. So the moment a pure devotee reciprocates with Kṛṣṇa, depending upon the mood, now Prabhupada is saying, hey Jagannath. So the moment he says, hey Jagannath, that particular mood which was already dormant inside every anga, inside every kan of Kṛṣṇa, that mood, where Prabhupada is invoking that mood becomes prominent, and Kṛṣṇa comes out. Oh, I am Jagannath, and he comes from the back of Kṛṣṇa, manifests that Lord Jagannath suddenly. That means his back can also manifest as his front. Angani, yasya, sakalendriya-vṛtti-manti. Anything can manifest as anything. So Kṛṣṇa, what his transcendental form is such that from every atomic ether, every smallest part of the universe is Kṛṣṇa's body only. But as long as he is not paying any attention to that part, that becomes kind of dormant, impersonal. It's like a sleeping Kṛṣṇa. But when somebody wakes up that Kṛṣṇa, some devotee, even in a stone, even in some kind of a place, and like Tompkinson Square, Prabhupada goes and chants Hare Krishna, that Tompkinson Square immediately becomes Vrindavan. Why? Because that mood is invoked, Kṛṣṇa. So you wake up Kṛṣṇa. Sleeping Kṛṣṇa is impersonal, like the body is sleeping. When you wake up, the body becomes, full of... So when a body is dead, although it has form and everything, it is impersonal. It's finished. But when body is alive, all emotions are coming out of the body. Now it is personal. Similarly, every part of Kṛṣṇa's body is the Brahman. Everything in this existence is Kṛṣṇa only, Kṛṣṇa's body. But when Kṛṣṇa pays attention or comes out from a particular part of his body, because any part of his body can completely manifest vritti, complete sensually, fully awake Kṛṣṇa can be manifest from any part of his body. So when Kṛṣṇa manifests himself to any particular part of his body and he comes out from that part, immediately that part becomes spiritualized. Immediately that Kṛṣṇa manifests from that part. So his form is so dynamic that... So imagine now, every form of Kṛṣṇa is always there, continuously, some part of his body. Like, now imagine the whole universe to be Kṛṣṇa's body. Bada, spiritual, material world, everything as a Kṛṣṇa's body. So imagine his fingertips. There, the Lord is in the mood of Narasimhadev. So in some universe, some place in the spiritual world, some Vilasa planet, Lord is performing the pastime of Narasimhadev. So there, the mood, that part of Kṛṣṇa's body is Narasimhadev right now. Some other part of Kṛṣṇa's body is sleeping. Means there is no activity going on. Kṛṣṇa is not paying attention to that part of his body. It is impersonal, some kind of material world, some corner, dark corner of the world. Suddenly Prahlad Maharaj from that dark corner looks at pillar and says, Narasimhadev, please, I can see you there. And suddenly that Narasimhadev, the mood which is already going on in multiple parts of Kṛṣṇa's body, now that mood immediately Kṛṣṇa pays attention. My devotee is calling me. So as Narasimhadev is invoked by the holy name, or by the thought of Narasimhadev, immediately Kṛṣṇa manifests that other part of his Kṛṣṇa's body which was till now impersonal in the form of a pillar. Suddenly Kṛṣṇa manifests Narasimhadev from that pillar. He manifests because any part of it, because pillar is also Kṛṣṇa's body, and any part of Kṛṣṇa's body can manifest any mood, and depending on the mood, that particular form is manifest. Form is already there because mood is already there. Kṛṣṇa's mood can never be killed. Krishna's Ananda can never be killed. Sat-cit-ānanda. Chit and Ananda are always there. Some place in some universe. Depending upon what Chit and what Ananda Krishna is displaying, innumerable, unlimited forms of Krishna are there. Unlimited forms of Krishna in different parts of the universe. Somewhere he is like Damodar, somewhere he is like Gopinath, somebody like Jagannath, somebody like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, somebody like Narsimhadev, Varahadev. All different. They are all the one, same thing. But they are all differently manifested depending upon Krishna's mood. Krishna has multiple moods at same time in multiple locations. So when in one particular location there is no mood, Krishna is simply not paying attention, that becomes a pillar. It's like a Brahman, impersonal manifestation. So when Krishna immediately pays attention, somebody invokes his attention with the particular mood, that mood is immediately manifest from that part of the Krishna's body. So Krishna can manifest Narsimhadev from his hand, he can manifest Narsimhadev from his feet or some part of his universal body, any place he can convert any deity into Narsimhadev, he can do anything. So this is the meaning of Angani, yasya, sakalendriya-vṛtti-manti, paśyanti, pānti, kalayanti. His Angani can preserve, maintain everything, all the expansions are maintained in any one part of his Anga. Ciraṁ, Jaganti. So when we know that, we can understand, oh my God, look at Krishna's form, they are so inconceivable. Our form has such a limitation, but Krishna's form is unlimited. He can manifest from any part, depending upon his mood. Any part he can manifest any form, and constantly some part of the universe Krishna's mood is there. So all of Krishna's moods can never be killed, cannot be destroyed. These moods are always Narsimhadev mood, that is already there. Somewhere pastime is going on. Somewhere Vaman Dev mood is going on. Somewhere so these moods of Krishna are always going on in different parts of his body. So it's like Krishna's form is so transcendental that every smallest part of Krishna can manifest a complete form. So this is what is Krishna's Brahman. This what do you mean by Brahman? Krishna's body. Like for example, when Mother Yashoda is trying, tells Krishna to open his mouth to check for dust, dirt particles, then Krishna manifests all of Brahman, all of existence within his mouth. One part of Krishna's Angani, yasya, sakalendriya-vṛtti-manti can manifest everything with full manifested universes, full Krishnas, all incarnations everywhere. Like Vishwarupa also, when Krishna wanted to show something to Arjuna, all his incarnations, everything he can show at one point. Just like in Narad Muni's case, when Krishna is manifesting multiple forms, and then suddenly all those forms can come into one place also, one mood, and then he enters the Sudharma hall, and then he enters that place. But Krishna can manifest, and so the point is that in any one location, Krishna can manifest any form, and that form can change as per the mood of Krishna. So when his mood, so it's not that these forms are different things; they are the same persons. Narsimhadev, everything, even Brahman, everything is part of Krishna's spiritual body. Brahman, material, matter, spirit, everything. So when Krishna's mood changes, that matter transforms into a different mood, like just like it's eternally the form is created by Sat and Chit and Ananda. So when the Ananda Chit are changing, Krishna's hand goes inside like Jagannath. Form has changed. His form from two hand, he's now going inside. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he goes into ecstasy, he becomes like a like a goal ball, football. He becomes like a football. Form has changed. So how is form? The form is what? Form is Brahman. So he becomes like a formless lump of mass out of ecstasy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, Brahman or Krishna's body is also Krishna's body only, and when his emotions are jagrant, or when his particular Chit and Ananda is jagrant, then Sat assumes that particular form. Form is already there. Why? Because Chit and Ananda is going on somewhere. Narsimha Dev's mood is going on somewhere. Don't think that Krishna is impersonal, he's formless, and suddenly the form is manifest. No. Krishna, every part of Krishna's body is full of forms. It is sum total of all forms. That way you have to understand. Not that he's impersonal and he has no form, suddenly he becomes like a form. No, it's not like that. That will be impersonal understanding. So personal understanding means what? Krishna's form itself is made up of his emotions. So when Krishna's form is made up of his emotions, that itself, the emotions cannot be taken out from his form. You have to understand that way. So So this is the very, very thin line where a person may think, what is happening? Is it impersonal understanding? No, it is not impersonal understanding. You have to understand that the Lord's form or sat is malleable. It is changeable as per his emotions. Krishna's body changes. Jagannath's body changes. His hands go inside. It's malleable. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes a lump of gold mass. His body is malleable. So this actually tells us how the Lord's form is so very transcendental. It is no boundaries. Every part of space and time is Krishna's body only. And it has the potency to manifest all of Krishna's form. Every single quadrant of space, every single atomic structure, every single atom, every single part of this universe actually is Krishna's body, a part of Krishna's body. And Kṛṣṇa can immediately manifest his entire particular mood from any part of his body. So that particular part of the body will transform into that mood. Just like Jagannath, when his mood changes, he becomes like, he transforms into something else. Similarly, Brahman also is reverse Jagannath. Reverse Jagannath means what? Like in Jagannath, what is happening? Kṛṣṇa is in a very normal, sober mood. Suddenly he goes into ecstasy. His body transforms and it changes the shape and he becomes something else. Because of the transformed mood of Jagannath, mood of Kṛṣṇa. He manifests a different form. Now this is the reverse. You do this in a reverse way to Brahman. Brahman is also Kṛṣṇa's body only. Just like Kṛṣṇa's body transformed into Jagannath's body. Brahman is also Kṛṣṇa's body. But when a particular mood is invoked, that part of Brahman transforms into that mood of Kṛṣṇa. Like if you invoke the mood of Jagannath, then Brahman will transform into Kṛṣṇa's body, which is Brahman. Kṛṣṇa manifests himself fully in that form from that particular part. Transformation of Brahman. It's not like transformation in the sense of transformation, Mayavadi transformation. But Brahman, Kṛṣṇa is so flexible that when his mood changes, his body changes. And similarly, Brahman is also his body. Right now it is in a where Kṛṣṇa's mood is not there. So Kṛṣṇa is not paying attention. He is not having any mood. So Brahman becomes like literally like a formless kind of a thing. But when Kṛṣṇa's mood is invoked in that particular part of Brahman, then Kṛṣṇa transforms. Just like Jagannath is reverse Jagannath. In Jagannath, the ecstasy is creating him to transform into a different form. In his form is reduced to, his hands are reduced, his actual bodily structure becomes like a gold matol, like a ball, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, reverse Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just reverse that process. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, due to ecstasy, from form he is becoming formless. His forms is becoming less and less out of ecstasy. Why? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is experiencing Mahabhav and he is becoming like a lump of football. He is becoming like a football, which is a formless lump of football. He is becoming out of ecstasy. Reverse this process. A formless lump of Brahman can manifest into tremendous beautiful forms depending upon what bhav is being invoked by the devotee at that particular point. Prahlad Maharaj is seeing Narsimadev, from the pillar Narsimadev is coming. Chatak Parvat is coming from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, Prabhupada is seeing Vrindavan in Tompkinson Square Park. Tompkinson Square Park has become Vrindavan now. Kṛṣṇa has manifested his particular mood of Vrindavan in that. Vrindavan is Kṛṣṇa's body only. Govardhan is Kṛṣṇa only. Govardhan has come. So that's why once Kṛṣṇa comes, then Kṛṣṇa generally doesn't leave that place. It's very difficult. Once a pure devotee invokes Kṛṣṇa, then Kṛṣṇa retains the mood in that place. It's not that after the devotee leaves, Chatak Parvat has become again stone. No. After the deities are not worshipped for 10,000 years, the deities have become stone. No. Deities, once they become, Kṛṣṇa comes in there, Kṛṣṇa remains as deity. After 10,000 years underwater, the deity is removed, the deity has the same potency. Because it is Kṛṣṇa himself now. Similarly, Tompkinson Square Park also is a Tirthasthala. Because Prabhupada has walked there, he has invoked Kṛṣṇa there, he has invoked Vrindavan in that place. It is Vrindavan even now. Chatak Parvat is even now Govardhan, right now also. So we have to understand that wherever a devotee is walking, he is seeing Kṛṣṇa everywhere, in every atom. That wherever he is walking, that place becomes Tirthasthala. It becomes a holy place. Wherever a pure devotee is walking. Why? Because Kṛṣṇa's reverse logic is happening. Okay? Reverse Jagannath. Jagannath, his form is reducing because of ecstasy. Now Brahman, also Kṛṣṇa's body, form is increasing because of ecstasy. Reverse Jagannath, you can say like that. The ecstasy is reducing the form. Here the ecstasy is increasing the form. Both Brahman and Jagannath's body is same actually. Everything is Brahman, everything is Krishna's body. But he's depending on the emotions. He is known as sat-cit-ānanda vigraha, not sat vigraha. His chit and ananda determine his vigraha. That's why ānanda-cinmaya-sad. Ananda is causing Chinmay is the mind of Krishna to change. And sad, asadu. Sad is changing. ānanda-cinmaya-sad-ujjvala-vigrahasya. The vigraha is manifest from this sat-cit-ānanda vigraha. Sat is transformed. Sat is Brahman, his body. Sat is transformed as per Chit and Ananda. And then the particular vigraha is manifest. Vigraha is already there because Sat, Chit and Ananda combination is already there somewhere in the universe. Somewhere Putana is killing Damodar is killing Putana. Somewhere something is happening. Those are eternal pastimes. Those are eternal forms. Those are always happening. Those emotions are always there. But those emotions can be transferred to any part of Krishna's body, and then that part of Krishna's body, like a pillar, can also transform into Narsimhadev. That emotion. The Narsimha Leela is already going on somewhere. That emotion of Krishna is already there. That form is also there. But now this part of Brahman can also assume that form. Sakalendriya-vṛtti-manti. Sakalendriya-vṛtti-manti. So that is there. In the description I will also put how I have how AI has checked and counter-checked my understanding, and it has completely the Sanskrit words have been rectified and modified and perfectly like the Sanskrit has not been modified, the Sanskrit has been verified for this. So I will put it in the description if anybody wants to know. It's slightly confidential. For a new person it may sound a little impersonal also, because the concept of the Lord is so extraordinary that we who have a very material knowledge of form and matter, stuff like that, so we have very difficulty to comprehend. We may think, what is this happening actually? How can Krishna transform his form, one form to another? Is it like a water is transforming or what? Only in certain aspects of the Lord's Leela, like Chaitanya Charitamrita, where you can understand Jagannath, where you can understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu out of his ecstatic transformations, there we can see all these things are happening. Otherwise in Vedas and all, these transformations are hardly, you cannot see these transformations of the Lord. Only in Bhagavatam you will find somewhere like where Krishna is transforming his mood and his form is changing. Even there it is very rare actually. But in the teachings of Lord Chaitanya you will find a lot of these things, like how Krishna manifests his forms through his Sat and Chit. He says, Prabhupada says, when Krishna is thinking in a particular way, that is known as Vaibhav. His mind has changed, and as per his mind the particular expansion comes out. Vaibhav Vilas or Vaibhav Prakash. Balram is Vaibhav Prakash. His mind is changed. I am the brother of Krishna. I am the elder brother of Krishna. Viṣṇu, his mind has changed. So original Krishna is Swayam Rupa Krishna. His mind is thinking, I am a small cowherd boy of Vrindavan. So that is like a small baby Krishna. He's thinking, I am a Krishna boy, small little 16-year-old boy. That is his original mood, means the fully manifest mood. In that all the moods are there. Now, out of that, when certain moods are removed, 64% quality is there. Or what did they say? Out of the 64 qualities, some qualities are removed. The mood is changed. Then another mood form, Krishna's form changes. Slightly degraded, you can't say degraded, but slightly lesser potent forms you can say, because the mood is not so powerful, So when the mood becomes slightly lower, then Krishna's form also changes. He becomes Viṣṇu, 400 Viṣṇu, Vilasa Rupa, like that. So these forms are nothing but changing of his Chit and Ananda. When the Ananda is changed, his emotions have changed. When the emotions have downgraded, they become Viṣṇu. When the emotions are upgraded, Krishna's form becomes like of Kṛṣṇa. So all these are eternal forms. None of these forms are, because these emotions are always there. Emotions cannot be separated from body. Sat, Chit, Ananda cannot be separated from one another. They are not superim. They are part of the same body. Sat, Chit, Ananda, Vigraha. But when Sat, Chit and Ananda are not very prominent, it becomes more and more impersonal. When Chit and Ananda are prominent in a particular mood, in a particular bhav, then that particular form is prominent of Krishna. Just like our body. Think of your body. When you are dead, when you are in coma, your body is more or less impersonal. When you are having a particular happy mood, your body has transformed into that, the same Brahman, your body is Brahman. Same Brahman has transformed into, imagine like, I'm just giving a metaphorical example. Your body has transformed into a better mood. And when you are angry, your same Brahman has transformed into something else. So, when the body is having no emotions, nothing, then it's almost like dead, almost like kind of, It's like impersonal, more or less. And the form also is not much. You can see there is no form. It's like a dead log only when the person leaves the body. But when he's animated, when the living soul is there, immediately his eyes are sparkling, his body is full of animation. So all these things are Chit and Ananda. They cannot be separated from Sat. Krishna's, in our case, our body is different from us. So that's a huge difference. But Krishna's body, Brahman, is always integrated with the Chit and Ananda. It cannot be separated. But when the Chit and Ananda are less manifest, or Krishna is not giving so much attention to one particular part of his body, then that body does not take that particular form. It remains like a kind of a formless kind of a situation, like almost. Because Krishna's form is manifest only when a particular mood is manifest. So when Krishna is not paying attention, that becomes matter, it becomes like a Brahma light, it becomes like situation. But when that same part, Krishna's mood is invoked, Krishna manifests his forms from that same part. Transformation of Brahman. Just like Jagannath is nothing but transformation of his Leelas. When his Leelas, he is transformed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is transformed, his body. Through his Brahman what is Krishna's body? Body is Brahman, but his color is changed. He's become like a lump of football. All these things are like basically, so I'm repeating again and again and again so that I can just hit the point that it is not impersonalism. It's a very, very deeper aspect of understanding of Krishna's forms, which is transcendental, which is not understood very easily by material senses. Because they have characteristics that they exist everywhere. They are Krishna's form. Every part of Brahman is Krishna's body only, form only. Sum total of our form is there in every single atomic space. So all these things are not possible for human beings. Our forms are not completely manifest from every part of. In fact, you can say that everything is Krishna's body only. Then even the soul is a part of Krishna's body, no? Then can Krishna manifest from the soul also? Yes, exactly. That is what he does. When the soul invokes Krishna, devotee invokes Krishna in his heart, then Krishna manifests right from the core of the soul, known as super soul, Paramatma, and he manifests from there, and he stays with the soul. Inside the soul. So super soul is like inside the soul. So Krishna is there right inside the soul. Of course, he never overrides the individuality. That is not possible. We are separate individuals. Krishna is separate individual. This individuality cannot be overridden. But the body part, yes, the soul's body, Krishna can manifest himself right from the core of the body of the soul, heart of the soul. And that is known as Paramatma. And Krishna is there, Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. He always resides inside the soul also, manifests from within the soul, because soul is also part of Krishna's Brahman only. Atma also. From Atma also Brahman can, because that's also part of Brahman. From there also Krishna can completely manifest his complete forms, everything. Vilokayanti. Yam Sham Sundar. It's not Paramatma, it's Sham Sundar for the devotees. Hare Krishna.